Okay. I'm just pressing record, okay? And have you tried it both ways?
Yeah, I think we kind of set in stone that, like, I'm going to be Lynn and Maja's going to be Victoria.
Perfect. Okay. Let's see it then, guys. Look forward to it.
Tommy, it's Jimmy's gun. Let him have it. What the hell?
I don't know how you can concentrate.
You have to, or you never do anything.
Yeah. Well, it's really warm in here. That's one thing. It's better than standing out there. I got chilblains last winter.
It is warm.
I suppose Tommy doesn't let you read much. I expect he talks to you while you're reading.
Yes, he does.
I didn't get very far with the book you lent me.
That's all right.
I was glad to have it though. I sit with it on my lap while I'm watching telly. When Kathy's off, she's frightened I'm going to leave her. It's the baby minder. Didn't work out when she was 2. She still remembers. You can't get used to other people if you're by yourself. It's no good blaming me. She clings around my knees every morning up the nursery, and they don't say anything, but they make you feel like you're making her do it. But I'm desperate for her to go to school. I did cry when I left her the first day. You wouldn't. You're too fucking sensible. You call the teacher by her first name. I really fancy you.
What?
Put your book down, will you, for 5 minutes? You didn't hear a word I said.
I don't get much time to myself.
Do you ever go to the movies?
Tommy's very funny who's left with. My mother babysits sometimes.
Your husband could babysit.
But then we couldn't go to the movies.
Or you could go to the movies with me.
Oh, I see.
Couldn't you?
Well, yes, I could.
Friday night.
What film are we talking about?
Does it matter what film?
Of course it does.
You choose then, Friday night. Not in a foreign language, okay? You don't go to the movies to read. Don't hit him, Kathy. Kill him. Point the gun. Q, Q, Q. That's the way.
They've just banned war toys in Sweden.
The kids will just hit each other more.
Well, psychologists do differ in their opinions as to whether or not aggression is innate.
Yeah?
I'm afraid I do let Tommy play with guns and just hope he'll get out of his system and not end up in the army.
I've got a brother in the army.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whereabout is he stationed?
Belfast.
Oh dear.
I've got a friend who's Irish. We went up on troops out march. Now my dad won't speak to me.
I don't get on too well with my father either.
And your husband? How'd you get on with him?
Oh, fine. Up and down. Very well. He helps me with the washing and everything.
I left mine 2 years ago. He let me keep Kathy, and I'm grateful for that.
You shouldn't be grateful.
I'm a lesbian.
You still should be grateful.
I'm grateful he didn't hit me harder than he did.
I suppose I'm very lucky with Martin.
Don't get about how I bring up Kathy, okay?
I didn't.
Yes, you did. War toys. I'll give her a rifle for Christmas and blast Tommy's pretty little head off for a start. I hate men.
You have to look at it in a historical perspective in terms of learned behavior since the Industrial Revolution.
I just hate the bastards.
Well, it's a point of view.
Good. Yeah, I think... Is that where you finish it or not?
Then there's another bit on page... There's a bit on page 58, isn't there, that we say? There's like 3 lines.
Oh, the will you have sex with me bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do that then?
Will you have sex with me?
I don't know what Martin would say. Does it count as adultery with a woman?
You'd enjoy it. And then it goes to page 65.
65, yeah. Why the hell can't he just be a wife and come with me? Why does Martin make tie myself in knots? No wonder we can't just have a simple fuck. No, not Martin. Why do I make myself tie myself in knots? It's got to stop, Lynn. I'm not like that with you. Would you love me if I went to Manchester?
Yes?
Would you love me if I went on a climbing expedition in the Andes Mountains?
Yes.
Would you love me if my teeth fell out?
Yes?
Would you love me if I loved 10 other people?
And me?
Yes.
Yes.
And I feel apologetic for not being quite so subordinate as I was. I'm more intelligent than him. I am brilliant.
Leave him, Vic. Come and live with me.
Oh, don't be silly.
Billy, Christ, don't then. I'm not asking because I need to live with someone. I'd enjoy it, that's all. We'd both enjoy it. Fuck you. Kathy, for fuck's sake, stop throwing stones at the ducks. The man's going to get you.
What man? Do you need a man to frighten your child with?
My mother said it.
You're so inconsistent, Lynn.
I've changed who I sleep with. Can't change everything.
Like when I had to stop you getting a job in a boutique and collaborating with sexist consumerism.
I should have got that job. Kathy would have liked it. Why shouldn't I have some decent clothes? I'm sick of dressing like a boy. Why can't I look sexy? Wouldn't you love me?
Lynn, you've no analysis.
No, but I'm good at kissing, aren't I? I give Kathy guns. My mum didn't give me guns. I dress her in jeans. She wants to wear dresses. I don't know. Can't work it out. I don't want to. You read too many books. You get at me all the time. You're worse to me than Martin is to you. You piss me off. My brother's been killed. I'm sorry to win the argument that way, but there it is.
What do you mean win the argument?
I mean, like, be nice to me.
In Belfast.
I had this morning. Don't start. I've hardly seen him for 2 years. I rang my father. You'd think I shot him myself. He doesn't want me to go to the funeral.
What will you do?
Go, of course. And then I think for this bit, we're going to have a voiceover for Kathy.
Okay.
And then finish up where Lynn says, "Where is Tommy?" because then it's all about Tommy.
Cool. Do you want to do it or yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, so do you want me to be Kathy then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, okay.
So why don't you go from what will you do? Go, of course. Just do that then. And
What will you do?
Go, of course.
what is it? Who's killed? What?
It's Bill, your uncle in the army. Bill that gave you the blue teddy.
Can I have his gun?
Time we went home. Time you went to bed.
No, it's not.
We go home and you have tea and you have a bath and you go to bed.
Fuck off.
Kathy, shut up!
It's only 5:30. Why don't we...
I tell you why she has to go to bed.
You can come home with me.
Because I want her home out. Because I want her out the fucking way.
You can't come home with me.
I'm not going to bed.
I want her home with me and not home with you. I want her in bed. I want today over.
I'm not going to bed.
And shut up or I'll give you something to cry for.
I'm not going to bed.
Kathy.
You keep out of this.
Lynn, for God's sake.
And that's where it stops.
And then you're going to carry on from there, or are you going to stop there?
Stop, because then it goes into all about like Tommy and losing
Okay.
him.
I think that's good, guys. I think that's really well cut together, and that's going to look really, really nice. What does innate mean?
Born with it?
Yeah, it's kind of innate. Is kind of instinctive. It's part of you. So when she says, the studies are saying that aggression it's innate. It's that it's kind of, you can't stop it. You can't kind of change someone being violent or not violent. It's just within them.
Okay.
Good. And then just the word adultery, Maja, you struggle with.
Yeah.
Adultery, but then a lot of the other words you've done much better with now, subordinate and all those other ones you've kind of got on top with. Good. I think it's nice. Obviously, there's lots to kind of work on and kind of put in the nuance there. My main thing for you, Jess, would just be, well, actually, guess what do you think I might say to you?
Speed.
Say again.
Speed. It's too fast.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Exactly. It's just too quick, Jess. It's the same thing which we've said a few times, haven't we? It's just far too quick, just kind of going through it. Slow it down and not just, I mean, it's mainly about the way you say the lines, but there's also those moments of pause and things which we can work on and think about. And I think we'll start playing around, not this lesson because we're nearly finished. We need to go back to the other meeting, in fact. But we need to play around with something called actioning. You heard of that before, either of you? Okay, so I'm not going to go into it now because it's not complicated, but you just got to get your head around it. But actioning is a kind of a technique that actors use to go through kind of line by line and really work out what action it is that you're doing at that moment. So are you, for example, intimidating somebody? Or are you, this is a weird way of saying it, but are you guilting, making somebody feel guilty? And so you kind of need to go through it line by line. And we won't do the whole thing, so it'll take too long probably, but we'll do a few lines where you kind of work out exactly what you're doing at that moment, what you're, and it's, so that's why you call it actioning, because it's got to be an actual action. It can't be anything really kind of vague and stuff. It's got to be really kind of clear. I you know, as if you're doing it to somebody else. I guilt you. I intimidate you. I love you. It's got, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to explain this in more detail at another time. But I think you need to start thinking about it like that. Really go through those lines. What is the person doing at that moment? What do they want to achieve, kind of thing. But yeah, slow it down and kind of think about that, and we're going to get there. And then the other bit you're going to do is what, do you think?
The Ellen and Betty bit.
Betty. Yeah.
Cool. Great. Let's just go back over to the other meet quickly. So otherwise Abby's on her own the whole time and feel bad about that. So I'll see you there in a second.
Yeah.
Cool. Swag.